Thank you for joining in. Judy, the YouTube lawyer, here with some really amazing, great news for those of us who have been carefully following the Dan Markel murder case. So, as you guys know, Katie is really going to testify. So, thank you so much to Fancy Fiction. I don't want to take credit for this because I'm one of her Patreons. So, I was able to see the filing that she posted today, just letting us know that there has been an order to transport Katie up to Tallahassee. Said that the sheriff of Leon County, Florida, shall receive Katherine Magbanua from Department of Corrections. The said Katherine Magbanua, DCU 71543, to be transported to Leon County for trial by October 9th. And then after the trial, she can be transported back to Department of Corrections. So that pretty much answers the questions that we've been having for months and months, because remember, I think it was probably that attorney Tim Jansen who said he had talked to Rashbaum, and Rashbaum said it was a nothing burger, that Katie didn't really say anything much. She only spoke with the state for like 4 hours or something. And it didn't seem like it was looking good. But to me, this is great news. This is just my opinion. Again, makes me feel like it's really likely that Charlie is going to be convicted. So how do you guys feel? Okay. Okay. You're saying you can't hear me? Can you hear me? Oh my gosh. Okay. Can you hear me? Oh, this is wonderful. Okay. Did you? Oh, I'm sorry. I was hoping not to show this, but sometimes I can't help but flail my arms around. So I started having some carpal tunnel symptoms, like numbness in my fingers and stuff. So that's why I'm wearing this. But so far it seems okay. Oh, good. Okay. So you can hear me. Thank you. So to those who criticized me for having no microphone or crappy microphone, I'm proud to show you my gigantic new, what's it called, a Blue Yeti microphone. So hopefully this makes things sound a little bit better, even though I really did have a microphone. It was fine, and it was kind of cheap from eBay. So this one is definitely a lot bigger and hopefully picks up the volume better too. I think this is what True Lifestyles also has. A lot of YouTubers have this. So anyway, I am trying to improve the production value. So, okay, so let's see what people's comments are. This is just going to be like a really short live stream. Just wanted to sort of celebrate with you guys because, it was such a surprise. I was getting pretty pessimistic there. I didn't think that she was really going to be useful. So let's see. Okay, what did people say from the start? Yeah, I was just on Surviving the Survivor, just in the chat, listening to their show about Ellen Greenberg's case. So, okay, witness list is now public record. Yeah, it's not due until September 22nd, so we still have about a week before we're probably going to see that. So, I mean, I think some of the other YouTubers have more been in with the case, so they'll probably post it before I can get access to it. So, yeah, so it hasn't come out yet. Yeah, TJ was supposed to be on Surviving the Survivor. Oh, the Tim Jansen. Yeah. Sorry, still coughing and stuff, but I do have some water. Yeah, so I asked one of the people behind the scenes about that, and he said that it was because Dave Ehrenberg had some sort of scheduling conflict, I think. So that's why they didn't have the show. Although I guess still would be pretty interesting to hear Tim just by himself too. Okay. This is such a nice group. I've been commenting on the Ruby Frank videos. People are nasty. Oh, I've sort of been reading a little bit about that, but I feel like I don't know enough about that case to really do a live stream show about it at this point. So, it's just really awful if she did abuse her kids and seemed like, I guess is it typical, for those phony YouTube families where they try to put on a show and there's all sorts of horrible stuff going on behind the scenes. Yeah, but I don't know much about that show or that case. I was going to say something about Star Wars. So, okay, Star Wars? Okay, sure, we'll talk about other things. Proof is in the pudding. If Katie had the goods, there would be wrestling. No, but still, I still think like she probably has more dirt, especially on Wendi. So, because it did seem like Sigfredo knew Wendi and certainly mentioned her name a bunch of times. So, yeah, so maybe they're just doing it methodically, trying to bring Charlie down first and then move on to the other people. So let's see. If the state does not intend to call her, they would still have on the witness list. Yeah, well, transporting her up to Tallahassee, though, that does make me think that they aren't going to be using her, but, who knows? But it just made me feel pretty elated today to see that. Yeah, very nice group. Yeah, thank you guys for being nice out there. And, most of the rude people have already been blocked from this channel anyway. Yeah, not surprised. Okay. People are talking about Star Wars. Okay. Thought that as well. But if whatever she testifies to is backed up by solid evidence, maybe it will make a difference. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's what most people were saying, that she had to have information that could be corroborated by other, I don't know, concrete evidence perhaps, or maybe other witnesses. So yeah, very surprising. Let's see, where are we? Okay. Can the defense call Katie if the prosecution does not? I assume so. Yeah, I guess they could. I mean, the defense can call whatever witnesses they want, but at this point, it doesn't seem like Katie would have anything good to say on Charlie's behalf. So I doubt they would want to just call her as a witness for them. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, I think you're just joking. I think you do like Cliff, Debbie, right? Okay, thank you guys for being civil and nice to each other, even when we do disagree. Just because she's on the list doesn't mean they'll call her, but I think at this point she's done after her testimony, which they can show at this trial. Okay, yeah, I think we've kind of gone back and forth, but I think the conclusion is that they can't just show her old testimony, that this is a criminal case where the defendant has the right to confront the witnesses against him. So she would have to show up instead of them being able to play a video of whatever stupid stuff she said before. Yeah. Okay, I like Cliffy. Cliffy? Okay, that's funny. Isn't Cliff like an older gentleman? Okay, but Cliffy is keeping us on our toes, trying to get us to see another point of view. Yeah, but come on. But I do remember, Cliff, you made a comment about 2 months ago saying something like, oh, well, if Wendi really had nothing to do with it, then she wouldn't have even been in Tallahassee the date that Dan was shot. But, I totally disagree with that. I don't know if you still believe that, because, she was very interested in being in town the day that Dan was shot, because who else is going to come and take the kids? So again, that's kind of ties in with what Jeffrey Lacasse, he calls it Lacasse. That's what he said, that she seemed very strangely obsessed or fixated on making sure she was in town that day, like she knew something was going to happen. So let's see, the state does not call her. I don't think so unless they list her as a witness. Oh, okay, you're responding to that question. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, defense can, yeah, they could if they wanted to, but I doubt it. I mean, it's probably not going to help them. So, will the trial be televised? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to be televised. As far as I know, Deep Dive True Crime is planning on live streaming on his channel. It costs a lot of money to pay for the court official feed, so I'm not going to be doing that on my channel. At most, I'll probably maybe have a end of the day discussion. I don't know if I could do it every day. I think that's what Carl Steinbeck is planning on doing, but more power to him and his brother if they're able to live stream every single day of the trial, because that could last like 3 weeks, 4 weeks even. So I'm still a practicing attorney. I still have to run a business and I have a family. So there's really no way I could be so devoted to doing it, even though I would really love to be able to watch every single second live, but we'll have to see how the work schedule is then. Okay, in case of emergency, break glass. Okay. I thought the pundits have said Katie's testimony would be useless since she lied through and through in 2 previous trials. No one can trust a liar, even though we all know Charles hired hitmen. Yeah, but there have been other attorneys, including, I'm pretty sure my prosecutor friend from California also said that, it's pretty typical for the state or the prosecutors to have to use people with criminal charges or who have already been convicted to testify against their co-conspirators. So, I mean, sure, credibility is going to be a problem, but if what they say is very valuable, then, there are plenty of times when somebody who also has dirty hands is used as a witness. I'm just thinking of the Denise Williams case where her ex-husband, what's his name, Brian Winchester, testified against her, saying that they both conspired to kill off Denise's first husband, Mike. So she got convicted. Let's see. What would be the point to show Katie acted with her guys to blackmail them? Yeah, I doubt Katie's going to say that she just decided to conspire with Sigfredo and Lewis so they could extort money from Charlie. Yeah, I don't think Katie's going to be helpful towards Charlie. I think she's going to be very devastating to his defense. Yeah, it should be televised. I mean, even first, I assume Deep Dive True Crime is going to be live streaming. And then there were also, wasn't there like some sort of local television station or Tallahassee Democrat, or maybe even the Law and Crime Network? There will probably be multiple places where you can see it. So sounds very interesting, at least to our group of people. So hopefully these outlets will definitely provide coverage so we can keep talking and watch every single minute. Let's see. He said he is. Carl's going to be there and do daily commentary. So exciting. Yeah, I mean, it's really exciting. I'm glad that Carl has the time to be there watching. Or I'm not sure. Did he say he was going to be there in person? I mean, I'm still planning on hoping to be there for at least maybe 2 or 3 days, but I haven't even bought my plane ticket yet. So, yeah. Okay, red hatchet behind the glass. Okay. Hi, Juana. So something made her laugh. This is awesome news. Yeah, I was so excited when I saw that. Okay, Tim Jansen doesn't work for the tally court system. He's an attorney with his own practice. Yeah, that's right. So he has his own law practice. Is this real? Oh, okay, this is real. This is real. I showed it in my comments, a photo of that actual court order where they're saying that Katie needs to be transported to Leon County by October 9th so she can testify at Charlie's trial. So does he get cases from them? I don't think so. I mean, there's a chance he could also be doing some court-appointed work on the side in which case, he does get cases technically to the court system. But as far as I know, most of his clients are just privately retained. So, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, thanks for answering. Okay, I think I'm getting really behind with the comments. He's a defense attorney. Yes, this is for real. Okay. He's not paid by the court. Yeah, as far as I know, he's not getting paid by the court unless maybe he's doing court-appointed work. Then he would get paid by the state. Okay. We have to remind you to turn your sprinkler off. Okay. Thank you, Trish. I thought he's a defense attorney. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, because as far as I know, a lot of criminal defense attorneys do that, where they get privately retained clients through, word of mouth or advertising, but then they also do court-appointed work where there are cases that the public defender's office can't handle or has a conflict with. So then that gets farmed out to actual attorneys in private practice who then bill the state for their time. And, the pay isn't anywhere as good as the pay is if you got a privately retained client, typically, but it's still business and it's still good experience too. Yeah. Okay, can't tell if TJ and Rashbaum are in cahoots or not. Yeah, I actually asked him that when he was on a live stream show, and he said that no, he's not a paid consultant or anything for Rashbaum, but he did meet with him for at least, I can't remember, maybe an hour or two, just to talk about, what it's like practicing in Tallahassee or something. So who knows if they're still in contact. Yeah. Okay. Yes, that's true. Yeah. A lot of defense attorneys still get court-appointed cases also. He certainly got a good deal for Brian Winchester. Wonder how much it cost Winchester for that representation. Yeah. Well, didn't Brian come from a pretty wealthy family? Yeah, I seem to recall that when all of them were growing up, Brian was the one who was the most privileged. And so, yeah, so I guess his family, or he could afford to pay for whatever representation he got privately. Yeah, definitely he's not a public defender. If a defendant can't afford a defense attorney, that state appoints one. Yeah, that's right. Typically, they get assigned somebody from the public defender's office, but there might be a case where the public defender has already represented the victim, or might be already representing like a co-defendant, or some reason for a conflict of interest. Then that's when it gets farmed out to different attorneys. Okay. Hi, Christina. Thanks for being here. Okay. Yeah, you get a public defender if you qualify. I thought many defense attorneys also take cases outside of their practices. Not common, but I thought they still get. Yeah, I don't know. I think for most of the really good criminal defense attorneys, that's all they focus on. They might do some traffic tickets or DWIs or something, but yeah, you definitely want to focus on doing that. So that's why I never really marketed myself or tried to do criminal defense when I started my own practice. Although, come to think of it, actually years ago, I did do some, maybe half a dozen minor criminal defense cases. It was mainly because the people came to the firm that I was with, or it could have been like a Chinese-speaking person who got, arrested for shoplifting or breaking and entering, stealing, things like that. But it wasn't anything really big. So those cases all settled or got dismissed. So, okay. Yeah. So of course, I've seen some commenters kind of ranting against some of the YouTube attorneys who don't know anything about criminal defense and stuff. So I'm more than happy to qualify my opinions as just being my opinions as someone who does mostly family law now, as well as civil litigation. But I like reading about different true crime cases, and I have had some experience in the criminal justice system when I interned for 2 different public defenders' offices. Also interned for a federal district judge in Maryland. And I also worked for a firm with Seth Bloom where they did primarily criminal criminal cases. So that's my background there. Sorry, need something to drink. Oh my God. Okay, nothing compared to what Tim makes. Well, let's not speculate about what a specific attorney makes. Yeah, I mean, the pay ranges wildly because there are some down and out attorneys or new law graduates that are scraping by. I hear of some attorneys doing stuff like working as a cashier as a grocery store or selling Pampered Chef. Selling cruises. There are some attorneys out there that are not making bank. So really, I think it's really, sometimes it's feast or famine because you never know if you're going to get some sort of like big hot case dropped in your lap, maybe from like a referral or something. And other times when people become known, then they suddenly get tons and tons more business. So it's really hard to determine, what does one particular attorney make? You can't generalize. So Louis Rivera got Chuck Collins, private practice attorney who also accepts indigent clients. He received a $25,000 flat fee. Yeah, that's right. So you watched the interview, obviously, because that's all what he said when he was being interviewed on my channel quite a while ago. So he did a great job, and to him, it was just like yet another day at the office. He seemed to barely remember the case. And, he's already represented tons and tons of other clients since 2016. So it was just another client that he helped, and he got Louis a great deal. So good for him. So it just goes to show that you don't really need to fork out the big bucks for some big private practice attorney sometimes to get a good result. So hi, Chuck. Thanks for joining in. Chuck, court-appointed attorneys represent criminal defendants for a small fee. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think here in North Carolina, it might be something like $60 an hour. And I have heard from some attorneys that, it would just be a total pain to try to get paid. And I think there are also limits as to how many hours you can bill for. And just recently, I got an email from, I think it's like the Office of the Capital Defender in Durham. They're looking for attorneys to do court-appointed capital cases. And they're like $100 an hour. I was like, really? Okay, well, in private practice, normally you would charge a lot more than that. So, yeah, but I do think that there are lots of great attorneys out there who are experienced and they just do a little bit of court-appointed work on the side. It's almost like community service. So, okay, yeah, that's right. We had Rivera's attorney on the channel. Yeah, he made $25K. That's what he said. I wonder if they will use Katie only like they did Wendi, explaining her relationship with Dan to give the foundation of her and Charlie's relationship. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that would be, to me, that's kind of unusual because you would hope that, Katie, being one of the conspirators who was totally in the thick of things, that she would have lots and lots of dirt to say against Charlie and possibly against Wendi too, maybe even against Donna, maybe Harvey, I don't know. So yeah, but I have a feeling like if she's going to get a deal, she has to have a lot of really good, helpful information to get Charlie and basically make sure that they're going to get a conviction. Let's see. Okay, that's right, Cliff. Judy had Chuck Collins. Yes, thank you for watching back then. Jody Arias had attorneys appointed to her. Okay. Public defenders usually don't have time to take on cases outside the public defender's office. Yeah, that's right. They typically just do the work that's assigned to them through the office, that they're not allowed to take on their own private clients on the side. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. What's a typical retention? Oh, well, I was going to make this a totally different live stream, but I did find this really interesting Court of Appeals decision where they're talking about fees that Rashbaum versus, I think that Rashbaum charged in a different case. So in that case, the person was talking about something like $500,000 to hire either Rashbaum or Jose Baez. So I was like, wow, that's great. I should have gone into white collar criminal defense or something, because I have never in my whole life asked somebody to pay me anything close to even $100,000 up front. So that's like pretty insane. So it really depends on, well, not just the attorney and his or her experience, but also what kind of case it is. Is it murder or is it DWI? Simple assault, whatever. So it really just depends on the kinds of charges. And even as one of my employers said, he said sometimes he would just kind of look at somebody and size them up and then come up with a figure as to how much he wanted to get paid. And if the person seemed very annoying or like they could potentially be like a real jerk to deal with, then he would charge them the extra a-hole tax. So that's what he said. So, and he's done really well with his career too. There aren't enough public defenders because they're paid so low. The backlog is bad. Yeah, because I actually thought about becoming a public defender when I was a third-year law student and was interning in DC and Fairfax. So back then, the starting salary for Fairfax, Virginia public defender's office was something like $38,000. So it only goes up a little bit each year. So last I looked, I think the public defenders are starting at, who knows, like maybe 58,000, 59,000. So it's just really low, especially if you might have, say, like $200,000 or $300,000 of law school debt. So definitely, that's why I caution people against going to law school if you have to take on tons of debt, because the payoff might not be worth it. Yeah. So, oh yeah, well, Rashomon. Yeah, isn't that funny that, supposedly it was a nothing burger? I still find that a really funny saying, because I have never said the word nothing burger in my life either. So it's like, okay, so you're nothing burger, but now here comes Katie Magbanua coming up on a stand to say all this horrible stuff against your client. I really can't wait to see what she says and the full proffer when it's going to be publicly released, because I'm sure she says a lot of really bad stuff about Wendi too. And speaking of which, I hope you guys appreciate this shirt that I'm wearing today, which I found on Poshmark a long time ago. And I also have this necklace that I bought because it sort of looks like what Katie was wearing when she wore her little low-cut white tank top. She had a personalized looking necklace. So just have to do this for authenticity's sake, but it's getting kind of crooked. Okay, so you watched a video on the subject. I do it as public service kind of thing. Yeah, almost pro bono, maybe for exposure if it's a big case. Yeah, so it's definitely like a good way for attorneys, especially younger attorneys, to get lots of court experience, to do that court-appointed work. And it still helps pay the bills too. Okay, Chuck, I think he will choke. Okay. Why would anyone believe what Katie says? Is she getting her sentence? Yeah, I'm sure she's going to get a reduced sentence because, it can only go down from here because she's sentenced to life so far. So that's where I was kind of confused, because I thought at least somebody on YouTube had said that the procedure is that there would have to be a hearing before the trial where Katie gets resentenced and the judge has to decide on that. So it's not just a matter of the state attorney's office telling her, hey, you get to serve 20 years and then you get out because you made your proffer and you're going to be our witness. Instead, it's still something where the judge has to decide it. So who knows? I don't know when that hearing would now take place. Would it still take place before Charlie's trial, or would it be afterwards? So if anyone knows the answer to that, then I would love to hear that. Maybe that's something I need to email James about, mentor lawyer. Yeah, and I think she still has credibility because, it sounded like she really was denying everything because Charlie had promised her more money and lots of favors, more free gifts and tons of cash. where she was bragging to her cellmate about being able to send her kids to private school or get a private tutor and be flush with cash, something to that effect. So I can believe that she stayed quiet because Charlie had told her. She had been instructed by Charlie over and over again, just like June said, that Charlie told her also, just don't say anything, you don't know anything, and then everything will be okay. So I'm sure she was promised some sort of big payoff once she got exonerated or found not guilty, because after all, she did get a mistrial the first time. So I think she was just overly confident and just thought she'll just keep lying. And she had these attorneys that very much seemed to think that she was innocent and being railroaded too. So that would probably be something she could explain on the stand, is why did you say this, for 2 trials versus now, to explain the discrepancy and see if the jury believes her. My cousin is a Kentucky State public defender. She loves her. Yeah, I mean, it takes a certain type of person. There are definitely some attorneys who are kind of like career lifers, where they are only doing public defender work for more than 10, 20, or 30 years. So, there are some people like that. Although back when I was interning for those different public defenders' offices, it seemed like most of the attorneys had just graduated from law school like five or less years ago. But then there were some other more senior attorneys who had been doing it for more than 15 years. Yeah, so there is a lot of turnover because it can be really stressful and it doesn't pay that great. So a lot of people leave after a little while, like Seth did. Seth Bloom, one of the guests on my show, I think he was a public defender for about 3 or 4 years before he started his practice. Yeah. Okay. Rashbaum didn't seem as confident at the last hearing. The heat is on. Yeah, well, he has to put on that persona of being very confident and, like as if Charlie is his best buddy and he believes in Charlie, both he and Kate Myers yucking it up with Charlie. So that's what they're hired to do. I still think her proffer was a nothing burger, meaning she didn't give them. Yeah, but then why would they want to give her a deal and use her as a witness, though? Okay, so again, we're just all assuming now, but I'm just saying that based on the fact that Katie is now going to be transported to testify at Charlie's hearing, I'm assuming she has some good stuff to say, that she is going to be useful for the state. Yeah, good question, Shaquille. They must have the WhatsApp chat logs. Hopefully Diarrhea Donna is implicated. Yeah, as well as Wendi, because it seemed like Wendi used WhatsApp. Okay, so the pay is low. Yes, so many have law school loans they can't afford. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, even though supposedly there is public interest loan forgiveness, but you still have to work continuously for something like 10 years in the government to get your loans forgiven. Okay. It's not only about money. Sadly, it becomes that. Yeah. Okay. He admitted he had anxiety and was worried about the audiovisual equipment. Oh, yeah, you're talking about Rashbaum. I think he was just trying to be kind of cutesy when he said, I have a little bit of anxiety about whatever he said, technology. I think he was just trying to be funny and cutesy, which I think is his shtick, that he wants to seem like he's just your friendly defense attorney who's just yucking it up with everybody and you can trust him. He's a good guy. Yeah. Although I have to say I am slightly biased toward him because one of my quasi relatives knew Rashbaum at Cornell Law School and they didn't know each other really, really well. But this person said that Rashbaum was a good guy, nice guy. They weren't really close friends, but he had a good opinion of him. So, and it's pretty impressive that he did go to Cornell Law School. So I know lots of really smart people who went there. So, but anyway, yeah, so there is definitely something good where the defense attorneys don't straight out come out acting like a bunch of pompous a-holes. I know lots of people were turned off by Tara Kawas's attitude or her, what she filed? She filed some sort of motion to try to get Kappelman knocked off the case or something. Yeah, I can't remember, but it definitely seemed like there was some sort of, personality clash or not real. There was no real love between the attorneys on the different sides. So, yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry, Cliff. Okay, you can leave to go to your football game. Okay, daughter-in-law said in Tampa, prosecutors pay its like, oh, that's terrible. Okay, yeah, I don't know what the pay is over there, but definitely people who work for either prosecutor's office or for the public defender's office, they typically don't make anywhere near what people would make working for a big law firm. So she believes in good work. They may never get Wendi, but if they get Dunn or Harvey, at least Wendi will at least feel some discomfort and be inconvenienced. Yeah, wouldn't that be awful? Yeah. So no more free babysitter. Yeah, I've said this a bunch of times, but I really thought Donna would have been arrested by the end of last year. So hopefully that arrest will come after Charlie's trial. Looking forward to seeing and hearing what she has to say at trial. He is not going to be too happy. Yeah, that's right. But that flow of money has stopped, and she's in prison for life otherwise. So this is really great. It's going to be exciting to hear her. Yeah. When did he say that? Worst you? Oh, these are like really old messages. So okay. Wonder if Donna or Wendi will be arrested. Wasn't Charlie arrested right before Kate? Yeah, that's true. I mean, if either one of them, especially Donna, gets arrested, then that's a good thing in the pursuit of justice for Dan. My opinion, of course. Okay, so prosecutors and public defenders are employed by the state and paid on the typical government pay scale, just like any other state employee does, depending on their level and pay grade janitors. Yeah, that's right. So they do get little pay raises year after year, as far as I know. Yeah. Okay, mentor lawyer's version. Okay, take the job. Yeah, that's right. It's great experience. That's what all my friends have said, whether they become public defenders or work for the DA's office, they get thrown right in and are told to, start doing these trials by themselves, beginning with the lower level, misdemeanors or juvenile court or whatever. But it's a really good experience because most attorneys in private practice don't have much trial experience. So, if that's what you like, if you really want to be in court and, hustle and run all over the place talking to different people and being involved with investigations, then doing that kind of criminal work is really a great experience. So, okay. So let me scroll down a bit. Yeah, because I think I need to get going. So, okay, let's reveal the money trail. Yeah, that's right. Wouldn't that be really interesting too if Katie told everybody, okay, the reason I stayed silent also was because Charlie or Charlie's parents were paying my legal bills and they told me they would keep paying my legal bills and they were going to funnel it over to my brother who would then pay my attorneys. Who knows? I'm just guessing. So this is all just guessing. But, Katie could definitely have a lot to say about why she lied for so many years, because Charlie told her that she was going to be taken care of and he was paying for stuff. Yeah, exactly. I feel even more confident now. So that's why, most of us are in a good mood tonight, right? Yeah. Okay. So let me scroll down a bit because I was hoping to keep this really brief. I'm actually going to be on Southern Law tomorrow. It's a different YouTube channel. Turns out this attorney, Steve, is in the same county as I am. And he also has a channel which covers a lot of different criminal law cases. And so he just wanted me to come on and talk about the Charlie Adelson case, as well as the Hadil Hikmat, the mysterious murder of an Iraqi immigrant. So I was like, okay, sure, I'll be on your show. So I got to get ready for that also and probably watch some stuff to prepare for it. So let's see. Okay. Oh yeah, Yeti, like the cup. I don't know if it's the same company, but the microphone is like called a Yeti. So anyway, comes in some different cool colors. So okay. Oh, thank you, Sonny. I appreciate all your support. Yeah. Let's see. He needs a name. Oh, like, yeah, it looks like the Steinbeck's my, okay. Yeah. Well, some people have really high-tech equipment, you know. I mean, I haven't really built up some sort of YouTube-looking live stream background with the colored lights or some neon light hanging in the background or bookshelf or whatever. But yeah, but it's true. You got to make your setting look good also. And I'm sorry, it looks like my hair is slightly sticking up and messy because I just washed and blow dried it. So yeah, sometimes people are like, hey, your hair looks messy. Okay. Anyway, let's focus on this here. Okay, emotional damage. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I hope it can be fixed. Or sometimes people have surgery and it totally resolves after surgery. Yeah. I think Charlie would be convicted even without Katie. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, but I think Katie is going to be like extra icing on the cake. Yeah. Yeah, Georgia has been so cautious. Yeah, that's right. So that's why I feel like Katie probably does have a lot of really good information, because why else would the state be using her then? I mean, again, why would she be transported up to Leon County? You know, I don't see her being up there because she has to testify for Charlie. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, you saw me on the STS show. Okay. Yeah, it's great to find out about other channels that are covering some really good cases too. Yeah, Charles needs to be convicted. Yeah. Okay. Katie must be bringing credible info for Georgia to bring her in. Yes. Okay. Why now, though? Yeah, so she can just stay in Tallahassee, I guess. Yeah, who knows if she needs to. I don't know. Like, would she even need to be deposed? Who knows? I don't know why they said by October 9th. Yeah. Okay. I'll just scroll down here. Oh, okay. I have little faith in the Florida justice system ever since Casey Anthony was set free. I hope I'm wrong. Yeah, I hope I'm wrong also. Yeah, because that was a really weird case. You know, I can't believe like they're just trying to point fingers and smear her father to try to distract the jury. I mean, that's what I recall. But you know, it sure made Jose Baez a lot more in demand, where he's demanding hundreds of thousands of dollars now. So, yeah, hoping WhatsApp implicates her. I'm super excited Magbanua will testify. Maybe her memory has cleared up. Yeah, exactly. It suddenly cleared up once she was sentenced to life in prison, and it was her last shot. So, yeah, exactly. Don't know how to feel about the news I saw you share earlier today. I want Katie to tell the truth, but I don't want her to blow any holes in this because she comes across as a liar. Yeah. So, you know, I mean, I'm just assuming that there should be a transcript of whatever proffer she made, so that state could always get her back on track if for some weird reason she tries to say something different again on the stand. So yeah, this is her last shot. So hopefully she is smart enough to realize she has to tell the full truth to get the deal. Yeah. Okay, imagine she mentions the day at the beach, but that doesn't involve Charlie. Can't use the. Oh well, maybe it does involve Charlie. Maybe Charlie was there at the beach too, and they were all plotting together. You know, although it sounded like Yindra wasn't in on it, but you know, there could have been some other get-togethers, meetings where Charlie and Wendi were both there, and Katie was talking to both of them. Yeah, it could be. Because how would Sigfredo know about Wendi, or you know, call her his homie? So there's definitely some form of meetings going on between them. Okay, she won't be transferred till closer to a trial date. Yeah, they said by October 9th in that order. Oh, thank you, Anne. Really appreciate your support. Okay, Right. Wonder what made Katie go against a maestro. Probably because she knew otherwise she would just die in prison. So that's her last chance. And she's probably like totally pissed off about all the mess that Charlie and the Adelsons got her into at this point. Yeah, because she and Charlie broke up pretty quickly after Dan was killed. I think it was like by fall 2014. Charlie was already dating somebody else, or who knows. It seemed like he was always, dating multiple women. And then Katie got back together with Sigfredo. So, yeah, it was just kind of weird that they got together maybe in late 2013 and then so quickly formed a bond to kill Dan Markel. Okay. If she admits to having direct knowledge of Charlie's involvement, she'd have to know about the others. Of course, she knew. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, unless for some reason, maybe Charlie never wanted Katie to actually meet with his parents or talk to them about it. It could have been, but I guess it was after the bump was when Charlie told Katie that his parents knew everything and that they wanted her to meet with them at their condo, but she wisely did not go and meet with them. So who knows if she had actually been, talking with Donna and Harvey before the murder. Yeah, I think it's a little unlikely. Yeah, she must have proof. Okay. She was with Charlie. Yeah, he was just on the photo. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe Charlie had taken that picture. Yeah. She was having group. Yeah, I don't think so, because I thought that Wendi just had lunch with two female friends. So, yeah, one of the friends was I wasn't really sure, was it a psychiatrist or some sort of oncology doctor? Yeah, and another friend. Yeah, I don't think it was 15 people at Mosaic. Yeah. Let's see, Wendi is my ultimate celebration of justice for Dan. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people think she was behind that. Is Katie going to testify? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think that's what it means. So once again, it's kind of like, okay, are we getting too excited too early? I mean, it was just like when we found out that Katie is going to become a state's witness and she's giving a proffer, we got all excited for that. And then, I felt let down because I was like, oh, well, maybe she's not going to be used, with that whole quote about her proffer being a nothing burger that only lasted for 4 hours. So, but right now my hopes are up again. Yeah, Debbie loves you. Okay. Well, I mean, it's good to have conversations as long as people aren't just playing around with people's, emotions and wasting people's time or giving like patently false information. So that does kind of aggravate me with some commenters who do give bad information. And then I'm like wondering, should I waste my time responding to that, or should I just delete it or block the person? So yeah, Charlie took the photo. Yeah, I think he did also. Yeah. Probably since Charlie cannot keep his mouth shut. Possible bluff to get Charlie to plea. I don't know. Yeah, but if I were his attorney, I would be looking into making some sort of plea deal, but it doesn't seem like he's likely to do that because he's so close to his mother, especially. So wonder if any of Wendi's network knew what they were up to. Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Because she certainly involved some people that week, by going on the walk with Jane before Dan was murdered and planting these seeds, allegedly, of Jeff being some sort of psycho, jealous type of person who was clingy or jealous, whatever they said. Yeah, so yeah, there were definitely some people caught up in this web. And I still would like to hear from that friend that had that stock to bar party, because we never got any sort of real answer to that question. Was Wendi actually asked to buy bullet bourbon or bullet rye whiskey for that friend's stock to bar party on Friday night? So, but from what I heard, that friend who had the party is still a Wendi supporter. So, let's see. No, I'm not on TikTok. Yeah. So I'm actually kind of afraid of TikTok or not fond of it because I think it's a Chinese company, so they could just be like installing all sorts of spyware and spying on people, and certainly changed American culture and been a big distraction for a lot of America's youth. So I refuse to be on TikTok. So I spend way too much time on YouTube as it is. Yeah, I agree, Jacelyn. Okay, never mind. You're here. I was just checking if you're here. Is Katie going to testify? Yes, I think she is. This news shocking. I'm thinking it might be a move to make the defense off balance because I can't believe she has anything to add. Yeah. Well, I mean, she definitely could have lots of insider info because she was right there, constantly, communicating with Charlie, communicating with Sigfredo. She knew Lewis also. She might have been communicating with Wendi, possibly with the parents, but I'm not too sure about that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they'll go crazy once they see Charlie and Katie testifying. Yeah. That's why they probably aren't going to be there in person for the trial either. I don't think it's about Wendi, more like firming up on Donna. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Okay. Hi, David. Thank you for being here. Hey, girl, what's up? Hope she testifies. This is such a soap opera. Yeah. I mean, I just find this case like so much more compelling than, other things that you could be doing, like flopping around watching a movie or TV or something. Like I never watch regular TV anymore because there's a lot more interesting things on YouTube or real cases. So that would be pretty badass of Georgia. I dig it. Okay, agree. She will testify. Is this Katie Magbanua's revenge, or has she made a deal? What deal can they make post-conviction? Yeah, I mean, all signs point to the fact that she most likely has made a deal or is making a deal with the state to be their witness. So it can be whatever the state is willing to offer her. But remember that Lewis pleaded guilty very early on, and he still got sentenced for 12 years for his role in Dan Markel's murder, plus the 7 years for that unrelated drug offense. So if Lewis got 12 years, then Katie should definitely have to serve more than that because she wasted so much of the state's time, dragged everybody and Dan Markel's family through 2 trials. Who knows how many hundreds of thousands of dollars went into, paying all these experts and everybody's time and resources being spent trying to prosecute her. So I would say that if she could get like a, I don't know, 20-year sentence, then that would still be pretty good for her. I mean, it's still much better than life in prison and never getting out. So, and remember, well, totally different case, but Brian Winchester got a deal where he just had to serve 20 years, and he was the actual person who shot his friend. So, but because he was willing to testify against Mike Williams's wife, then he got that 20-year deal. So where do you think Katie should fall, given that we know what Lewis got and what this other guy, Brian Winchester, in a totally different case, where he actually shot and killed his friend in cold blood after luring him out on a fishing trip. He gets 20 years. So maybe Katie should get something in between. I don't know. I mean, just again, total wild guesses here, but I think 20 years seems fair to me if she is going to help convict Charlie and maybe even other family members. Wendi and Tito got it on together. I don't know. I've never heard of any evidence of that. Yeah, that would be pretty weird, but who knows? Just like I thought it was pretty weird when one commenter was making jokes about Katie having a girlfriend in jail or in prison. And I was like, that's kind of a weird, funny remark. But then sure enough, we saw proof that Katie had, in fact, got a girlfriend in prison. So Who knows? So Barbara, all right, we're the devoted viewers. It'll be interesting when Katie testifies because Charlie's attorney will do a number on her. Yeah, but this is where, if Charlie's attorney or attorneys, I don't know who's going to actually question her, if they're too mean to her, though, that can backfire because her response would just be that, Charlie threatened me, Charlie promised me all these things. He was already giving me lots of money and he was still my friend. He said I was his best friend, so we had that trust and that bond. And plus he promised me, $1 million or whatever it could have been. So that's why I lied. That's why I lied, because I thought I was going to be found not guilty and I wanted to just go free. So why would I admit to anything? So yeah, I mean, she could just blame it all back on Charlie and how, maybe she was scared of Charlie. But the main thing was the whole lure and promise of lots more money and cash and favors. On the day of trial, I'll have my phone, TV, other TV on. I'll be overdosing on this case. Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to take time off from work just to focus on this case, but I still have to pay the bills, right? So, okay. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for being here. Wendi wanted to slum and tutor. Okay. Well, that's like pure conjecture. I've seen no real evidence that Wendi had something going on with Sigfredo, but like I said, this is a very strange case. Yeah. Is there honor among thieves? No. I mean, based on what the other attorneys have said, that, they routinely see family members turning on each other, former boyfriends and girlfriends, spouses, parents and children turning on each other when the going gets rough and they want to save themselves. I always thought the defense for Katie, where Sigfredo killed Dan to get Katie back, was ridiculous. Yeah, it just sounded so stupid. Yeah, why didn't he kill Charlie to get Katie back far-fetched? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so it did make, Kawas and DeCoste just seem kind of goofy, if that was their theory. I think we're all overdosing. We keep returning for more. Yeah. Okay, defendants are expected to lie. It's easy to explain that now. She wants to tell the truth. Yeah, and Chuck is a retired investigator, or I'm sorry, I can't remember your exact job title, but he did work for law enforcement in Florida for many, many years. And Chuck was also a guest on a live stream show a while back. And yeah, it's great to see that so many people have been viewing Chuck's interview on this channel. I think we have getting close to 8,000 views on that. So thank you, Chuck, for talking on the live stream. What if Katie throws Tara Kawasan? But yeah, that would be interesting if she says, like, this is what my attorney told me, and like she knew she was getting paid by the Adelsons. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to say anything bad against a fellow attorney, but who knows what Katie might say about her attorneys at this point and who really paid for them. Yeah, because that's always been a big question of many crime followers. Maybe she'll be truthful because she wants to stick it to Charlie. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's time to do it now. Yeah, and even her brothers would, or whoever she talks to, would be telling her, this is your last chance at freedom. Don't be so stupid. Look what Charlie has done to you and our whole family. And Wendi. Yeah, the thought of Wendi in a jumpsuit and shackles brings calm. Okay. Okay. Law and Crime Network is going to air it live. Yeah. Okay, that's good to know. FSU Law School should televise it, live stream it. Yeah, although if there are already a bunch of other channels that are going to do it, they probably wouldn't. But I would assume that Dan Markel's former colleagues are all probably paying attention to the case also. Yeah. Oh, okay. Tara Kawas. Yeah, that's Kawass. That was Katie's attorney at the last couple of trials. So Tara was, I think she was a main attorney, or along with Christopher DeCoste. And Tara's sister, Kristen, was also there. But it was, I mean, I heard that Tara's sister mostly focuses on criminal appeals, but she was sitting there at the counsel's table with them the whole time. Yeah, it looks like game over. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, hi, Bruce. Thank you for being here. So Bruce is a comedian who has also been on some live stream shows here to discuss the case. A little off topic, but DeSantis signed an extradition warrant for Shanna Gardner Fernandez today. Oh, good. Okay, she'll be back in Florida soon to face Jared Britigan murder charge. Yeah, that's great. So the Britigan case is very similar to the Dan Markel case where, the allegedly Jared's ex-wife and her then husband, I think they're estranged, maybe not divorced now, but they supposedly hired a hitman to shoot Jared Britigan. And it was some sort of custody-related issue where Jared and Shanna had joint custody of their 10-year-old twin children. Yeah, so it's a pretty awful case, but the shooter quickly confessed, and he had direct ties to the ex-wife, Shanna, as well as to her husband. So another interesting case. So thanks for that info. Yeah. Sure, Katie has lots of proven facts to testify. Nice to know him. Glad to know I'm not alone. Ashamed. Taking time from Bible study. Oh no, taking time from Bible study. Okay. Yeah. Well, you just never know like what things really grip you and what, because to me, I'm not shaming anybody because here I am. It's like a Thursday night. I really need to do some work for my clients and get ready for tomorrow. But we're still talking about the Dan Markel case, even though he was murdered back in 2014. But finally, there might be some resolution soon. Okay, yeah, WTXL will live stream it maybe. Yeah, so thank you, Society Page, for all your great videos. Hope you guys take a look at his or her channel with some really funny professionally produced videos about the Dan Markel case also. Okay, on his last video, he said he'd be there unless I didn't. Oh, okay, you're talking about Carl Steinbeck. Okay, thank you. Charles will be scared. Yeah, and it's also his birthday. So who knows when Charlie's birthday is? Is it October 12th or something? I know it's sometime in October also, his birthday. So how old is he going to be? Like 47, I think? Yeah, because I think he was born in 1976. Yeah, so Charlie's birthday will be going on right around the time that his trial starts. Okay, Katie got herself into it being greedy. Yep, totally. Because Charlie found the right person, right? Or what he thought was the right person, because here's this not only a Filipino woman, and he was attracted to Filipino women, and then also she is desperate for money and money hungry and could be easily manipulated with his wealth. And then she also had the connection to Sigfredo, who could help kill off Dan. So yeah, she can claim her COVID brain cleared up, have something meaningful to stay. Okay, can't wait. Okay, yeah, that's right. Maybe she does have some information about that too. So, okay, so I'm just kind of scrolling all the way down because I do have to get going. I thought this would be something like 20, 30 minutes max, but it seems like so many people are with me here. Thank you for being here, also excited and celebrating sort of in some slight way. Sorry, my Katie lookalike necklace is crooked and can't seem to fix it right. So let's see. Okay. Oh, Debbie says, I thought you were commenting daily. Got that right. Good. Okay. Not familiar with a convict getting a reduced. Yeah, I was surprised too, because I didn't know that was possible, but apparently it's possible in Florida, and it might be also possible in some other states, because I thought once she was convicted and sentenced, that was it, that she really was going to be stuck there for life unless she won on her appeal. And as far as I know, they're still going forward with her appeal too. So that's kind of interesting that if she might be getting a deal, they still want to do the appeal too. You would think it would be kind of put on hold for now, but I don't know about that procedure there, especially in Florida. Yeah. How will Katie fare in prison being known as a snitch? Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe she doesn't have to really talk to anybody in jail to let them know, what's going on. I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know how snitches get treated, especially with the women. She could just like make herself look like a real victim, like, hey, I was under the control of this horrible narcissist Charlie, and he told me I was going to get paid all this money, but now I'm stuck in jail. Stuck in prison. I didn't really do anything wrong. And so I'm going back to get my vengeance. She can play a total victim. Yeah. Okay. Oh, thank you. Okay. So Carl Steinbeck is here. So I skipped a bunch of comments there. Oh, okay. So what did Carl say? Currently, John will make some of it. I'm probably not able to be there, but will comment on live stream, hopefully every day. Okay, that's great. Awesome. Yeah, wish I had that kind of schedule where I could be watching a trial all day, because it's probably going to last for many weeks. Yeah. Okay, so Tim says, Miami Herald may have more dirt on this case after the trial. Keep watching out. Will be interesting. As you may have guessed, Debbie, I have some alternate sources on that. Okay, good. Okay, thank you. Yes, poetic justice. Mike, it happens all the time in federal cases I have worked. Okay. Thanks for being here, Carl, and also for all your hard work bringing to light more info and your commentary about the Markel case. It's always great to see more people interested in this case and covering it. So hope you guys support Carl's channel, Jury Trial Mentor, as well as the Society page. And if I forgot to highlight some other people who have YouTube channels, sorry about that. But I think the reason that Katie didn't take the deal and didn't squeal is that she didn't want to be known as involved in a murder. She thought she would get off. Yeah, totally. I totally agree. Plus, she was most likely promised even more money if she didn't rat on them. So, okay. Still asking you about, oh, okay, yeah. I think Tim said that Wendi has a new husband, and I have not heard anything about that. And I mean, I would ask Fancy Fiction, because she does have some insider sources who know Wendi or the Adelsons. So as far as I know, Wendi did not get remarried. Enjoy your and John's coverage. I'm glad he introduced you to the case. Yeah, that's right. And he's in Texas, I believe. Yeah. Okay. Oh, love all around. Okay. Do you think Wendi will be charged? I don't know, but I want to see what information Katie brings forth, because if Katie has more dirt on Wendi, that could really change the pendulum, because, at this point, I don't feel too optimistic about Wendi being charged, but maybe depending on what additional good information Katie might add. Yeah. You have many fans. Oh, I think, isn't he monetized? I'm not sure. I have no idea. Yeah. Oh, see my comment above. Okay, which comment? Okay, sorry. I'm trying to close down the live stream, actually. So, okay. Oh, hey, LJ, thank you so much. Yeah, thanks for being here. I'm glad you enjoyed Carl's channel. Yeah, I think Katie will have credibility, and obviously Kappelman and her team do think that she has some credibility, because she has a very good reason for having lied. Yeah, okay. Oh, okay, thank you. Katie has enough details to explain how Adelsons are guilty and why she lied. Yeah. Because was it you or somebody else who said, Katie has the ability to connect all the dots and explain the phone calls, what was going on at Dolce Vita, the whole exchange of money, how they planned or how they met and discussed things together to decide to get Sigfredo to kill Dan, how they talked about Dan's schedule, maybe, like how they plotted that out, how they got the rental car, everything. So, okay. Yeah, absolutely not. You can get a sentence reduction anytime. Okay, so I'm not sure if that's if that's true in every single state, is it? I don't know, but yeah, I was definitely surprised when it turned out that in Florida, it is possible to get your sentence reduced and still make a deal so far after the fact, after getting convicted and sentenced. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it does seem kind of aggravating that she waited for so many years to finally come clean. Yeah. So I think they'd all snitch if they could reduce their sentences. Want to be at the trial, I have to keep my schedule open. Okay, yeah, that would be great to meet you if you're able to go there. Yeah, great news, justice for Dan Markel. Okay, great. So thank you guys all for being here. Oh, thank you, J. Rob. Yeah, I really appreciate all your help. And if I need help reading more stuff, I'll definitely contact you again too. So I'm feeling kind of croaky already here. So several of us are going to try to attend. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Debbie. Thanks for caring about the case also and being so supportive. Yeah, I don't think she got remarried. So, yeah, I don't think that's true. But if somebody knows the truth, let me know. So, Judy and Fancy, the goddesses of Dan Markel murder case. Yeah, well, I really have to give props also to mentor lawyer James Wachowski with his deep dive true crime, because he and Fancy, I'm pretty sure, were the first people on YouTube making all these videos about the Markel case many, many years ago. And then True Lifestyles was also making stuff years ago, too. Yeah, what man in his right mind would want to marry Wendi? Yeah, don't think it's financially feasible. Okay, she has a new husband. He needs to have his head examined. Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, if it's relevant, if it could also help her credibility, then it might be good to have the state ask her about that when she's on the stand. So she can explain that's also why I kept quiet, because I knew Charlie or his parents were going to keep paying my attorney's fees. And he told me that he got, these are great lawyers, because I think that's what June might have mentioned when she spoke with the police back in 2018, was that, did he really say that to her? Now I can't really remember, but I remember there was a question of, did Charlie tell you that he hired attorneys for Katie, or that they were really great lawyers, or something to that effect? Yeah. Okay, Wendi will be charged after Katie speaks. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think she does have the potential to also really build a case against Wendi. Don't forget to hit the like button. Oh, thank you so much, Surviving the Survivor. Yeah, I really appreciate all your coverage of this case, as well as Ellen Greenberg's case, all these other. I mean, it's just sad that we have so much crime going on. Have you seen the movie Black? Okay. If Wendi has a new hubby, hope he's the undercover FBI agent. Okay. No. Yeah, I hope officer, or I think he's retired now, right? Yeah, I hope Jimenez is having a good, happy life and doesn't have to worry about anybody stalking him. Yeah. Yeah, I am monetized actually. Yeah, but the YouTube revenue is horrible. It's still, these days, it still turns out to be like maybe $1 or a few dollars for every hour I spend doing this stuff. So yeah, I hope yeah, I don't think she got married. I mean, that was just something that Tim had mentioned in a comment. But Fancy Fiction has not reported on that, and she's the one that has some insider sources. So yeah, thank you, STS, for being here also. Wendi should be charged. She's as guilty as Charlie, and especially Donna. Yeah. Greatest right, the twist. Okay. Katie will lie if necessary to get Wendi. Yeah, so that's why, again, she had to have something that could have been corroborated. So I was thinking that maybe her oldest brother might have also spoken with the state too, to bolster if he had any sort of real evidence too, to back up what Katie was saying. Yeah, because I remember Fancy Fiction did post a little bit about conversations that Katie had had with her brother that were caught on wiretap. Yeah, that's my memory of it, that the oldest brother, Francis, had had some conversations that ended up being recorded, talking about Sigfredo getting arrested or something to that effect. So it sounds like the older brother did, talk to Katie about this whole crime and the allegations. So maybe he was the one that also helped to bolster her credibility. So Yeah, got all the big hitters. Yeah, I mean, I just felt so happy when I saw the news. I was like, hey, we got to do a live stream, even though I don't really have any other news, other than the fact that I think she's going to testify now as a witness. You'll be live streaming on the trial. Okay, everybody keeps asking Carl that. So, yeah, I think he said that he would be. Let's see. Mentor lawyer is Carl. Okay, yeah, it's great to have more people paying attention to this case. Yeah, I was so sick of hearing Georgia is never going to use Katie Clueless. Okay, yeah, never say never. So, I mean, I don't like to make absolute statements because how do I know? This case has all sorts of crazy turns. And as we see in a lot of criminal cases, a lot of times the results are not what the majority of people expect. So, yeah, awesome burger. Okay, yeah. The guy with protein powder. No, I don't think he has protein powders of his name. I think that's might be a screen name. Yeah, thank you guys. Okay, so I do really have to get going, but hope you guys all have a good evening. It's just good to share these happy feelings with other people out there in YouTube land who care about Dan Markel and the Markel family. And hopefully we are getting closer and closer to justice after more than 9 years of waiting. Yeah. So I'll take a look at the comments later, but I'm sorry I can't address everybody. I really got to get going. So, okay, have a good night then. Thank you.